My name is Robin Olin, and the name of my rescue organization is Robin and Friends. However, the Friends encompasses a lot of other rescued animals and organizations who need help. I have been doing rescue maybe now for about 12 years, and originally I started out doing dog rescue, and through my dog rescue became familiar with the plight of feral cats in my neighborhood, and became involved with feral cat rescue as well. That in turn sort of blossomed into the whole gamut of what's involved in feral rescue, from trapping, feeding, managing colonies, to taming feral cats and kittens, and then finding them permanent homes through adoptions on weekends and the internet.
How late in the feral's life could you successfully socialize?
My own personal cat, for example, I took in as an adult cat at 2.5 years old and worked with her with the idea of putting her up for adoption. Because she was very shy and timid initially, it was hard to bring her to adoption venues. And because she was so malleable, so to speak, I wound up keeping her for myself. So it's never too late. You just have to have the right temperament and the right environment to work with an animal. Currently, we are working on a project where we have taken in kittens as old as 6 and 7 months old that we're working with. They take a little longer to socialize, and a lot of times the trick is finding the right home to continue the work that we've begun.
And I've taken in a lot of mother cats. I mostly foster kittens, but sometimes I get the mother along with the kittens. And sometimes the mothers are completely feral. And I've had them, I've had it take 2 or 3 years before they are really, they'll come and sit in my lap and purr.
Wow.
But they were adults, and you can tame them up. Oh, the kittens get adopted easily.
They get adopted.
But feral mothers, nobody wants a feral mother, so they end up living in my house. That's what happens.
That's great.
A lot of times too, it will depend on the season, and if kitten season is approaching or in full bloom, which is probably 3/4 of the year, it gives us less time to work with feral cats and kittens because they do take longer to socialize, and so decisions have to be made oftentimes sooner than they might if it's the wrong time of year that we find them.
I think I brought 6 cats today, and most of these, Robin and I have been working together along with the Kris Foundation. There was a woman who died and left 80 cats in her house, and so we've been working getting the inside cats adopted. I think yesterday it was 17. I think as of today we got 3 more adopted, or 3 or 4 more adopted, so it's good. It's really good. Of the inside cats, we have some in foster care, we have some being boarded at a vet, and then the outside cats, a shelter is being built to transfer them into. So today we were trying to adopt out the inside cats, the tame ones.
Why are you doing this? How did you get involved? What's your passion?
It's a passion. It's definitely a passion. It's a never-ending task because there's always the next one that needs help. And the shelters are full of animals through no fault of their own, are being turned in and can't speak for themselves. And so my focus primarily is on what I like to call pre-shelter adoptions, where I get cats mostly from the streets or from desperate situations before they ever make it to the shelter, which relieves the shelter from having to book them in and board them and care for them and hold them, most likely until they're euthanized, which is 3 days later. It also oftentimes cuts down on vet bills, because once they hit the shelters, they're exposed to innumerable diseases that generally makes them sick. It also cuts down on the adoption time, because if they are sick and they can't go out for adoption, their quarantine period is longer, and therefore their adoption turnaround time is longer as well. So kind of attacking things on all different prongs. Pre-shelter is really where my focus is, and believe me, there's no shortage of cats out there that are destined for the shelter.
Yeah, I work at Sony Pictures, and all of the studios have feral cats on the lot. And when I started working there, I got involved with some people who were trying to trap, spay, neuter, feed the feral cats, and I ended up being the one who took home the kittens, and which was fun. It's fun doing that, but it's unending. They keep spaying and neutering kitties, and there's still more kittens. People dump them on the lot sometimes. It's pretty well under control now. We haven't gotten quite as many kittens last season out off the lot as we did before, but it's ongoing.
Pitch in and do your part, and if everybody participates and shows an interest and cares about what's going on in your own community, it doesn't have to be somewhere else. There are rescue groups out there and shelters that need your help as volunteers. They need your donations. If you're not willing to go out and do the work yourself, get involved. Help, because these animals need you.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have to do a lot. Every person can do just a little bit, and it contributes to the whole. Just find the one little thing that you can do to contribute to helping the animals.